Greetings everyone and welcome to Coffee Black, where the Voyager adventures continue on YouTube. I'm your host, Captain G, and this is the channel where you get your refill of everything Star Trek Voyager related, from trivia, news, reviews, and more. So before I talk about today's topic, I'd like to encourage new viewers to subscribe to the channel, also check us out on X, formerly known as Twitter, and visit our Facebook page for more Voyager content. This video will be my breakdown for Star Trek Prodigy, Season 2, Episode 7, The Fast and the Curious. Computer Access File, Episode 7, Alpha and Enhanced View Screen. So the episode starts with the cadets on the Infinity, traveling toward the coordinates where they believe they'll find Chakotay and the Protostar. They discover an unused Borg transwarp conduit, and after some debate they decide to use it to decrease their travel time. While in the conduit, the Infinity is under attack by a mysterious torpedo that attaches itself to the hull and hacks into the ship, leaving the cadets completely defenseless as the torpedo controls the Infinity's navigation. The Infinity exits the conduit and lands on a planet. The cadets exit the ship, and Gwen asks Zero, and I quote, "What in Stuvokor is on our ship?" This is a cute, tame-weighted curse, and also reference the Klingon afterlife. Zero reveals that the torpedo is Kazon technology. Rock references the Kazon slaver from Season 1 and says if they're anything like the slaver who sold them to the Diviner, they need to get out of here. The doors to the nearby structure open, and Kazon armored guards take Dal, Rock, Jangum, and Gwen prisoner, while Zero and Murph remain undetected, hidden on top of the Infinity. Zero telepathically communicates with Dal, and Dal says to find a way to remove the torpedo and free the Infinity. Meanwhile, on Voyager, Janeway and her command crew enter the mess hall and briefly interact with the holographic copies of the cadets. The cadets continue to act strangely since the personalities and even their accents were mixed up and transferred to the wrong holograms. The Dal hologram, with Zero's personality and accent, marvels at the flavor of Cardassium Yamak sauce, a reference to a popular sauce mentioned on Deep Space Nine. The Rock hologram had Jangum's personality and calls Janeway's coffee dirt water, to which Janeway responds, "Well, I suppose it's an acquired taste." And as the officers move along, Majel is also in the mess hall with her squadron team and comments that the cadets seem to be even more abnormal than usual. Just a side note, I didn't mention this before in past videos, but the cadet to the right of Majel is the same species as Morn from Deep Space Nine, and just like Morn, she never says a word. Meanwhile, the cadets are taken to a throne room where they meet the Kazon leader, Eketh. He introduces himself as the first Maj of the entire planet and also claims the transwarp conduit as his own property and accuses the cadets of trespassing. The cadets apologize, but the Maj demands tribute and says they either need to forfeit their ship or pay him in Latinum. Dal tries to act tough, but the Kazon aren't fazed. Gwen tries a diplomatic approach, and the Maj offers them a wager. He tasks them with taking part in a race against his greatest student, whom he claims is undefeated. The task is simple. If the cadets win, they'll gain their freedom. Meanwhile, outside, Zero looks over a cliff and sees several wrecked ships, implying that they weren't the first people to be taken by Maj Eketh. One of the ships is a Starfleet vessel, the USS Cairo, NCC 42136. The cadets all board their skiff vessels and the race begins. Elsewhere, the Maj watches the race on a holographic projector. He begins using controls to alter the race course, making it far more dangerous. Zero and Murph observe from the shadows, realizing that he is sabotaging the race. Despite the obstacles, the cadets manage to stay in the race, frustrating the Maj. Gwen's armband begins to go on the fritz, making it difficult to pilot. Rock says she can fix it, but the necessary tools are on the Infinity. Dal and the Champion collide and crash. Meanwhile, Gwen decides to forego winning the race and goes back to help Dal. With most of the ships wrecked, the Maj continues to be frustrated as he says a winner must be forged. He grabs one of the nearby guards and shakes them, causing their face covering to fall to the floor. Dal tries to rescue the Champion and discovers the pilot was a robot, also revealing that all the Maj's guards are robots. Zero and Murph fight the guards and the Maj, knocking off his crown, revealing a circuit attached to his head. Zero tells Murph to grab it, believing it to be the master control for the robots. Murph punches him into a wall made of ice, cracking the ice. The circuit is removed and the Maj seems to have no memory of what transpired. The ice wall crumbles, revealing a large room behind him. The Maj explains that this place was a training facility for the Ks on Oglamar to train pilots. The Oglamar, of course, were a Kazon sect that was referenced many times on Voyager. Ekthi reveals that there was an error in the training program that pitted pilots against each other, until none were left. After that, the program took control of him. The training program speaks out to Zero, revealing itself to have evolved past its original programming, but also believing its mission to find the best pilots by racing them until all the competition is eliminated. The program attacks Murph and Zero, subduing them. Dal, Jangum, Gwen, and Rock try to rescue them, but they too are captured by the AI. Zero, refusing to let their friends be harmed, breaks free of the AI's grip by sacrificing their limbs and flying into the program, causing an explosion. Zero survives, but is unable to move themselves, and their containment suit is beyond repair. In the aftermath, the crew board the Infinity and continue their mission to find Chakotay. Back on Voyager, hologram Gwen crosses paths with Majel, and Majel becomes suspicious of her. She follows Gwen to Gwen's quarters, and she knocks. Suddenly, time across the ship slows to a halt, and out of nowhere, translucent tentacles appear out of the wall behind Majel and reach through the door to grab hologram Gwen. The hologram disappears and the tentacles do as well, and then time is restored on Voyager. Shortly after, Majel enters the room to find out that no one is there. And that's it. That's my complete breakdown for Episode 7 and the Easter eggs included. Another decent episode with a few great Voyager Easter eggs, but the episode didn't serve much of a purpose in furthering the plot, but it was still entertaining. For my rating, I'm going to give this episode 7 coffees out of 10. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, and remember, more breakdown videos will be coming. In addition to newsworthy videos, I'll also be posting model review videos on Monday and trivia videos on Tuesday. Thanks again for watching. Everyone take care, live long and prosper.